Right then, we are live. So hi there everyone, and welcome to Thursday Talks 154, I think it is. We're on now. I've not got really many people in the chat so far, so I'll just wait a minute and hopefully a few people will pop in. I'm not necessarily really early today or anything. We've got George popped in the chat there. Hi there, George. And then Pommy Pickers were in earlier on and said, sorry I can't join live. We'll watch later in the day. Happy New Year. So social media and reselling is going to be the topic today. I touched upon this in a vlog I did yesterday. I've not uploaded the vlog yet, but I touched upon it in the vlog yesterday, and I mentioned that I was going to do this as the topic today on Thursday Talks because I wanted to get you guys' opinions on this, and I wanted to go a bit more in depth into this subject because I think there's more to chat about than just just a couple of minutes on a vlog. I think it needs to be talked about in a lot more depth than just that really, and I want to as I say, get a few of your opinions in there and see what the general feel is about it. And what I mean is not necessarily just social media on its own and reselling on its own. I mean specifically reselling and social media and as a pairing together, and whether they work well, what the downsides are, what the positives are, all the rest of it. So as I say, drop any comments on this subject in the chat right now. If you have any points you'd like to raise first off. But generally I'll just ramble about it for a little bit and then I will have a look in the chat like I normally do. DBG says, hi Ad, I'm off out for a walk in the woods. We'll watch back later. Have a good day. No problem. Thanks for joining anyway. Peter Ray's in there. Hi there, Peter. We've got Roy in there. Afternoon, Ad. Finally got the chance to watch you live for a change. Just about caught up with previous. Yeah, I am on at different times than a lot of the other people. Like 1 o'clock in the day doesn't necessarily suit everyone. Opposed to some of the other chats that are on more like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. But yeah, so if you can catch me live, that's brilliant. I think, who else have we got in the chat? We've got Ben in the chat, we've got Jason in the chat, we've got Minty Darlings in the chat, hi there. We've got Phoebe in the chat, hi there, Phoebe. And I think that's about it. Oh, is DBG called Leanne? I didn't even know that. Wow, that's terrible. I should have known that. I just know it was DBG, but yeah. So anyway, I think that's everyone in the chat. Everyone's popping in. Oh, Justin's come in as well. Happy New Year. Happy New Year as well. If you watched my previous video, that let's just say got a very... oh, God. Let's just say... I still got this cold, by the way. I don't even know whether I mentioned that in last Thursday or whatever. I've had it for like 10 or 11 days now. But if you watched my previous video Tuesday, I think it was, which, as I say, got a very mixed response, which I was kind of expecting. But I did, mention about the new year and stuff in that video as well. It's an odd one with the new year. I know so many people talked about this, but it's like, when do you stop saying Happy New Year? Do you stop saying it around like the 5th, or do you stop saying it around the 3rd or whatever? It's kind of one that you don't know when to judge to stop saying it to people. But yeah, Happy New Year anyway. We are now on the 3rd, so I don't think it's too late to say it. But yeah, anyway, who else have we got in the chat? I think that's everyone. I think everyone's popped in. Phoebe says, lady of many names, DBG, Leanne and Dave. So yeah, and then Roy just says Happy New Year to everyone there. So, I'll get on with the topic now. So, social media and reselling. So, the reason I wanted to talk about this, I'll just give a little bit of a precursor. About 4 days ago, about 3 days ago, it was Sunday night that I was thinking about doing this, and then it was Monday I actually did it. So what I did was I took the decision to delete Facebook Messenger, and Instagram off my phone. Now, I didn't shut down my accounts, I didn't permanently take my accounts down or anything like that, but I made the decision just to at least delete the apps off my phone, just for a couple of days, just to see how it would be, because what I found myself doing, I had, it was quite a very quick decision really on my part, because on the Monday morning I was scrolling through Facebook and I was like, I was seeing some negative posts and I was seeing other positive posts and stuff as well, And I was like, why do I do this? Like, why do I scroll through Facebook? What is the actual point of scrolling through Facebook? Like, I understand why I message people and stuff like that, you know, and communicate with people one-to-one or maybe in a group chat or whatever, but I don't understand really, what do I get from scrolling through Facebook except mainly negativity? I mean, there is some positive posts on Facebook, don't get me wrong, but to be honest, there are quite a few positive posts on Facebook, but at the end of the day, when the negativity strikes, especially on Facebook or even on YouTube, those two platforms in particular, it seems to strike quite hard, and you know, when you're reading those posts, you're just fueling that negativity inside yourself. So I was scrolling through and I thought, you know what, I'm just deleting these apps. So I deleted Facebook, deleted Facebook Messenger, and deleted Instagram. And at the end of the 2 days, I reinstalled Instagram. I actually reinstalled Instagram a couple of times during the couple of days just to have a very quick check-in on my messages. But then I just deleted it straight away. So I reinstalled it for 5 minutes, checked my messages, and then deleted it again. And what I found was, what I've come to the decision of is actually leaving Facebook and Facebook Messenger off my phone completely, maybe even deleting my account permanently on Facebook, but I'm not sure yet. But certainly I've just left them off my phone. I've still got them off my phone. I'm not doing Messenger. I'm not doing Facebook either. And I'm pretty much just going to be exclusively, well, not exclusively, because I'm going to be doing YouTube and Instagram, but both of those two rather than Facebook. Now, that's not necessarily anything against Facebook, but for me personally, I've seen more positivity and I've liked what I've seen more on Instagram. Now, obviously, when we look at YouTube, for me personally, for the type of content I do, especially for my more out there content, like the content the other day and like the comedy shorts and stuff, I'm well aware I'm going to get negativity on that because my personality is not mainstream, and a lot of people like other people to fit into the boxes of mainstream. Unfortunately, I'm never going to do that. I'm always going to do eccentric or wacky content, and that's my choice. And if I get negativity on those videos, on those posts or whatever, you know, that's what I have to deal with essentially, because I've made that choice to do that piece of content. But so it's a little bit different with YouTube, because I feel like I've made that choice to do that type of content, and I know it's not going to necessarily appeal to everyone. But with Facebook, you might just put a fairly positive post out there, and you'll get people in the comments like, oh, well, you need to do this, or you need to do that, or this is wrong, or that is wrong, etc. And then you put another post on Instagram, let's say, and you get a whole different response. You get so many people being positive, so many people being encouraging. Now, this may all sound like, well, really, what you're trying to do is create this completely false positive environment for yourself on social media. Well, it's not the case. I don't want to create this completely positive world on social media for myself. I still want there to be people out there who give me constructive criticism. But there is a big difference between constructive criticism on what you do and then just literally slandering or slating what you do. Someone just literally tearing into you. So, and I've seen that more often on Facebook and maybe even YouTube as well than I have with on Instagram. So yeah, so if you want to follow me on social media, best place to do so now is on Instagram. I'm not saying, as I say, I'm deleting my Facebook completely, but I may do. It is on the cards, so at some point in the future. So yeah, I wanted to get your guys' opinions on this. Do you think reselling and social media is a positive thing? Do you think, obviously, the community coming together in such an isolating job, do you think that is a huge positive and that the little bit of negativity is worth it? Or do you think that maybe, you know, social media and stuff is actually making you more negative towards your reselling and you're feeling a little bit wobbly or a little bit off kilter because of that? Because I've experienced all of this. I've experienced the glorious positivity of doing an isolating job and, you know, being on social media and feeling less isolated because of it. And I think that is perfect. I think social media is perfect for reselling in that respect. Especially, as I say, for me personally, Instagram is that place at the moment. You know, I've experienced that, and the amount of positivity and the amount of help that can bring to such an isolating job is brilliant. But on the other hand, you've got to assess whether, you know, certain platforms, or maybe you're just spending too much time on all the platforms. Is it maybe worth you having a break? Is it maybe worth you, you know, just reassessing which platforms you're on? Is it maybe worth you, if you're on YouTube, if you're a creator, having a break from creating videos because maybe you're experiencing a bit of negativity or whatever it may be? There's all these different sides to it, but I did want to discuss this in a little bit more detail. So I do want to actually, you know, go into the chat and see people's opinions on this, and see what people, you know, what people like about social media and reselling, and what people don't like about social media and reselling, or, you know, what they would like to change. Let's put it that way, rather than what they don't like, but what they would like to change, or how they would like to sort of be involved with social media going forward, or what their sort of plans with that is. So I'll just go down and I'll see plenty of people, plenty of comments in the chat. Oh, that's a big step, ads. Are you referring to deleting my apps? I suppose it is, yeah. I actually thought I would never delete the apps off my phone. I thought, but this is the other thing. It's somehow, like, just before I deleted the apps, I was thinking to myself, hang on a minute, I've kind of been a slave to social media for so long. Like, I know it seems like quite dramatic to say that, but just before, or just as I was deleting my apps, I felt so much freedom, because I thought, like, I've been kind of, like, immersed in this bubble of social media, and it's taken me away from the real world a little bit, somewhat as well. And it just felt so good just to delete those apps and have a break. And I think going forward, I'm going to be taking breaks from social media more often. YouTube maybe less so, because I love YouTube despite any negativity I may get. I still love YouTube, and I can see through the negativity to a lot of the people in the chat right now who are my core audience, who not necessarily will love me whatever I do, because I don't expect that, but will, you know, give me support when, you know, I may need it and stuff. These people in the chat right now are those people, and I can see through the negativity to these people, and you know, that's why I'll kind of do YouTube a lot more than other social media platforms, and that will always be the case. But even saying that, I will be taking breaks from YouTube every now and then, just to reconnect with the real world and get away from social media a little bit more. Sorry, I might be coughing a lot in today's episode, so I apologise. I have got a cup of tea though, so I might not be able to talk as much, so you might actually like that. But we've got Steve in the chat. Hi there, Steve. And I think that's about it for everyone in the chat. Inflated Hero, I've not seen that name before. Hi there. Left hand down a bit. Hi there. Sean's in the chat. Hi there. So it's a big step, ads. I'm only on Facebook, not Insta, as I don't have time. Yeah, and that's the other side to it, is time as well. Like, you know, at 8 o'clock in the morning, I can be scrolling through Facebook, I can be scrolling through YouTube, watching videos, or I can be scrolling through Instagram for quite a while. You know, I could have like half an hour, 45 minutes of just doing that. And that's just my morning session, you know, my little bit in the morning. And then, you know, throughout the day, it tots up very quickly when you're spending 10 minutes here and there on social media. So that's another aspect to it. But for me, it's more my mental well-being. Like, the time aspect is great, because obviously that's a bonus of not doing social media as much anyway. But for me, it was getting to the point where I was feeling like a bit down for doing it, and when I did delete the apps, I felt better for it. But you know, as I say, there's apps out there that are more that are more positive, and if you can find those apps and you can enjoy the apps and you can get in there with a nice community, then it's fairly okay. And again, you know, within a community, there's always going to be arguments, there's always going to be fighting and stuff, and it's not so bad, the arguments or the fighting or whatever, but when it's just unnecessarily negative, you know, there's like this undertone of negativity, and when you might put a post out, I'm not saying this necessarily is a feeling that I've had, or if I have had it, only very occasionally, but I've seen it with other people. Like, they're somehow afraid to post in certain groups, or they're afraid to, you know, comment on things because they don't know how other people will react. Because, and especially with reselling, because, like, some of the sellers in the community, very established sellers, and when they put a post out there, maybe the newer sellers feel a little bit intimidated because they know that this person is a very established seller and they might not want to comment or they might not want to interact with that post as much. So it's there's that kind of thing in there as well. But within a community, like even on Instagram, which I would say is the most positive social media platform at the current time, even with that, there's still a few little arguments or a few little bits of friction now and then, but it seems to be dealt with. And I don't know, this is just my opinion, but it seems to be dealt with in a more adult way on Instagram opposed to other social media platforms. And there seems to be less trolling than there would be on other social media platforms, especially YouTube, you know? So, I'll just go in the comments now. Right, where are we? Oh, where is that? Never felt the need to join Facebook. I watched an episode of Jeremy Kyle once and that was enough to put me off. Yeah, I suppose, I think there is quite a lot of people who aren't actually on Facebook anymore, and I know, I think Gary Vee said this in one of his, I don't know whether it was a recent video or a video a while back, but he was saying that, like, people are tending to move away from Facebook or whatever. But interestingly, I think in the video he said, he's going to focus more on Facebook because people are moving away from it and think that, like, Facebook is dead or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I see people moving away from it more and more now. And whether something else comes up, to rival Instagram and Facebook or whatever, or, because obviously Instagram is the same, I'm pretty sure it's the same company as Facebook, isn't it? So Facebook aren't necessarily losing out if people are migrating from Facebook to Instagram, which I'm assuming is what's going on, because obviously they're still the same company, so they're still going to get they're still going to get an audience. So essentially, like, Facebook are just rivaling themselves in one respect, aren't we, with Instagram, like moving people away from Facebook to Instagram. But I suppose the company would rather that than another competitor coming up and being a true rival to them. But yeah. It seems like, a lot of people aren't really on Facebook. I've heard it from a few people, actually. I sell lots on Facebook, so won't be turning it off. I've tried to start Insta, but can't get into it. I need to, as I think it could be a great sales platform. Well, I tell you this, I've had 2 or 3 sales on Instagram, only like 10, 20 quid sales on Instagram, but I promote it. I don't promote, the only thing I promote it on is this channel, and bear in mind it is a reselling Instagram account. I even tell people what I paid on there for certain things and stuff like that. So it's not even a sales page. It's nothing to do with that. It's just my Instagram, as you will have seen it, is just a page to document my reselling journey. Yet even I have had sales on there because people contact me. They see, let's say I pick up something, and I snap a photo and I say, oh, I've got these for £1.50, or I've got these for £2 or £3 or whatever. They'll be going on eBay for X amount. People then contact you, and I've had this for, I'd say 2, 3, 4 times or whatever. They'll contact you and they say, how much do you want for it? And they will have seen in your post you paid £2 or £3, and they're still happy to pay 15 or 20 quid for it, even though they've seen the price you paid. So it really is a brilliant sales platform, because if I can make money, yes, only a small amount of money, only a handful of sales, if that, on there, showing what I paid people for the items, then a proper dedicated sales page that also provides value with other content in there as well, because you don't just want to spam them, that's going to do really, really well. So yeah, I'd definitely give it a go, Phoebe, especially for your type of, clothing and all that, brand new with tags clothing, that is going to be pretty good on there, I would imagine, especially if you can do some good photography with it as well. Like, you could maybe get, well, you not necessarily get a model or something, but you could maybe just do it yourself, I suppose. But like, go out in summer. This is what I'm thinking. Like, go out in summer. Some leaves on the ground. Like nice rustic brick wall in the background with a nice little tree. All the rest of it, some shades on, and you do like a photo and then of the dress, and you say brand new with tags. This lovely da-di-da-di-da dress is now in stock over on my website. Link is over in my bio or whatever. that I swear I'd get tons of sales. I don't know why I'm saying I'd get tons of sales. You'd get tons of sales doing that. People do it with jewellery as well. They lay the jewellery over rocks and stuff like that, and they say this is handcrafted or whatever, and you know, it's available for sale for X amount. You don't even need a link to your website, because you can do it direct through Instagram, and then just they pay with PayPal goods and services, you know, so then you're both protected. So yeah, it's pretty good platform for that. I've thought about doing the antiques on there, because there's a few antique sellers on there, and I think they would do pretty well. So yeah, definitely get yourself over there if you can. Oh god, oh god, this is bad. This cough is bad. So what was I saying, man? So yeah, also it's just generally like. Funny thing is with Instagram, you think that at first, like, and I did this as well, because I avoided it for so long. I was like, oh, I don't really want to go on it, because it's just not really my layout. It's not really my style. I really did believe it's not my layout. It's not my style. I've probably got videos where I'm saying this on Thursday Talks. Oh no, I won't do Instagram because it's not really my style. But you know, if you look back far enough in my video history. But no, I love it now. The style, you know what I love? The messaging system. The messaging system is brilliant. If you go on Facebook or whatever, Facebook Messenger is good. Don't get me wrong, Facebook Messenger is good. But Instagram messages, my god, that system is brilliant. You can go onto anyone's account, or I think you can go on pretty much anyone's account, click message, it'll then go into their requested inbox or whatever it's called, and you can message anyone. You know, it's so good for networking, Instagram. It's insanity what the platform has done, really. And you know, you can just network with anyone. And all you really have to be is genuine. Like, don't go round messaging people with those, like, you know, those copy and paste messages, like, oh, check out da-di-da-di-da and get, you know, 10% off or something. Like, you know what, don't do that. Be genuine. Like, literally message someone and say, oh, look, you know, I found your profile, I've been following you for a while, I have to say, I really love what you're doing or whatever. And then obviously you spark up a conversation, just like I would when I meet someone, you know, on YouTube. Let's say someone new comes into the reselling community, I meet them, I message them over on Instagram or whatever. Just be as genuine as that, you know, be yourself, and you could build such a network, a powerful network of influential people on there. I'm not saying you're gonna build networking with the best, brightest minds in the world, but you can build a network with influential people on there, and then all you need to do is display to them that you are a hard worker, that you obviously own your own business or whatever, and you do it to the best of your ability. You share with them your work in the form of on your Insta profile, and then that can take you and lead you to opportunities that you never thought you could ever get. So yeah, it's a brilliant platform, and I do have a lot of respect for it now. I've been on it for a while. But anyway, I'm going to read out some of the comments before I ramble too much. I think this is all about being disciplined and not spending hours on it every day. Yeah, very true, not spending hours on it. I mean, obviously I've taken it to the extreme with deleting some of my accounts and stuff, or potentially going to be permanently deleting some of my accounts, but I'm not saying that's the dumb way or that's the right way to go, but certainly cutting out some of those accounts for me was the right thing for me. And it's not to say that you can't build great relationships and you can't have a lot of positivity on certain platforms, but for me, I wasn't getting enough out of those platforms to warrant keep going on there. Now, I did realise the other day there's a few people that I message on Facebook Messenger. Now, that's a worrying factor, because I don't think certain people on Facebook Messenger who I message regularly are on Instagram. So I might have to reinstall. The problem is you can't reinstall Facebook Messenger, as far as I'm aware, without installing Facebook. You might be able to, but I'm not sure. So if I want to do Facebook Messenger again, I have to install Facebook. But if I install Facebook, I'm going to be scrolling on it. So and I don't want to do that. So I don't know how I'm going to get how I'm going to message those people on Facebook Messenger that I usually message. So that's a little bit annoying, but there isn't many people on Facebook Messenger I message. Maybe like 4, 5, something like that. But you know, it's a bit of a shame if I can't get in contact with them as regularly as I do. But at the same time, maybe installing it for a short period of time every now and then is the way to go, and have a chat with them for a bit and then uninstall it or whatever, because I can do that anyway. It's as simple as just clicking the X on the on the app, you know, to sort of uninstall it again. So I might do that. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll just look down the chat. This community of resellers I find extremely valuable. Only tap into it on YouTube and Insta. Tend to use Facebook for family and friends. Yeah, I think a lot of people do that as well, actually. I mean, I did for a while, like, you know, just family and friends on Facebook. But yeah, I think it seems like most people, from what I've seen in the chat, that they're not necessarily using Facebook for reselling, which is quite odd, actually. Oh, God. I should not be talking. If I talk too much, I'm going to cough loads. I'll have a read through the chat and stop talking for a second. Oh my God, Nigel, that's funny. Right, okay. Okay, do you want... Okay, right, okay, we're doing this, Nigel. We're doing this just for you. Can you come in here a sec? Yeah. Okay. Just come in here a sec. Someone wants you to be on. It's alright, it's alright. Well, well, not popular demand or whatever it's called, my mum is actually off today, so do you want to come in?
I am just doing my cleaning.
No, you have to step in a bit further.
Oh no.
It's alright.
I can see my double chin.
It's fine.
I'm looking up.
So yeah, Nigel said, I only watch you for the chance your mum might be on. There we go. That's a nice comment. That was pretty perfect, because you're not usually off on a Thursday, so that's pretty perfect. I'd like more people that are supportive of folks to click the like button. It's the simple thing. It is, but not everyone's going to always be supportive or always want to click the like button. I mean, I try and make it quite clear in my videos, you know, click the like button, and that helps a little bit, but generally if people are going to click the dislike button or just not click the like, they're just not going to do it no matter what you say to them, really. So yeah. You might want to read out some of the comments, actually, because I'm coughing.
Do you want a soother?
Oh, no, it's alright. I'm going to... I'm fine like this. I'll be alright. Just keep your account and don't log in. No need to completely delete it. Self-control. Yeah, that's very good, Richard. That's what I'm trying to do right at the moment. I'm still talking about social media and why I was deleting my accounts and stuff. Well, not deleting my account.
What are you thinking of doing?
No, yeah. I just deleted the apps off my phone. Oh. But yeah, that's very true, Richard. Just like, you know, having that self-control and not necessarily deleting them completely, but just dipping in when you want to, basically. So yeah, I'll see if there's any comments referring to... Oh yeah, there we go. Steve Green says, hi, ads, mum. What? I always think it's funny when people put ads in front of someone, like ads dad or ads grandma. It sounds weird, doesn't it? Ads grandma. It sounds odd when you say it.
Andrea.
Yeah, just say Andrea. Yeah, it sounds weird when I say ads mum, ads dad. It's that little ads at the end, that little buzz. It's weird. It? Hi all, hi ads mum. There you go, ads mum again. Andrea, say Andrea.
It's okay.
Yeah, it annoys me because it's like ads. It's not when they're saying it on the chat. It's when I'm
saying it. Zahia. I've heard that name.
Can you actually see it without your glasses?
Only just.
Only just. I have never been happier since deactivating Facebook. Oh yeah, Z. Yeah. Yeah, Z didn't. Z actually went off Facebook. Yeah. What are you doing?
Getting you a soother because you're coughing.
No, it's all right. I'll give it in a minute. I'll get it in a minute. Mrs. Ads, what are your thoughts on crypto? Oh no! Don't get into this debate.
Have you discussed it on here? Have you said that I don't like the idea? I haven't got a clue what goes on with.
No, I've been
crypto.
I've been
Bitcoin.
moaning. Well, not moaning, but I've been basically just talking about it on here for ages. Crypto. People don't like me talking about it on here, but
what I say.
A lot of the people in the chat about your age or just younger or just older are very suspicious of it.
Yes, like I am.
But Oscar Wilde said, the young know everything, the middle-aged suspect everything, and the old believe everything. So I know everything, so I know crypto's going to work. You suspect it's not going to work. And Grandma and Granddad, when they talk about it, they're just like, oh, isn't this wonderful? Because they believe everything, you know? Oscar Wilde, genius. Hi, Andrea. We're all putting Andrea now. Oh, Dave's in there. Hi there, Dave. I've not seen Dave Rowland in the chat for a while. Reselling Retro Reselling 82, which I believe is Matt. I've watched a couple of your videos, actually. So, yeah. What does Ads think of this chat and the random rambling? Right, okay. Happy New Year, Ads Mum.
Happy New Year.
Mel says, hello, lovely mum of Ads.
Mel,
who made me this hat.
Aww.
I did show my mum the card as well, Mel.
Yeah. So all the hats, they were lovely.
Yeah, we opened them together.
That is your favourite, like you thought.
I know, I do. I like
all of them.
I like the.
You had the other one on yesterday.
I like the brown one, and I like this one. They're the two.
Yeah.
What's your Insta account? Do you have Insta? Oh yeah, you do have Insta. Do you want to share it or not?
I don't know what it is. I don't know. What would it be?
I don't know. I don't know what yours is.
Does it have 1968 on it?
No, it's like Andrea Robinson. Do you want me to share it or not?
You can do. It's I'm not actually posting very much.
Right, okay. So it's Andrea, this is no spaces, Andrea Robinson 2882. I can't even say it right when I'm reading it. So that's Andrea Robinson 2882. And it's no spaces in all of that. So yeah, if you want to follow her, you can. But she's only got 2 photos on there.
Up to now.
Yeah, but you're gonna get like 20
go
followers
wild,
now. You're gonna like,
wild.
oh my god, where did all these followers come from?
Yeah.
Right. So I've kind of gone too far down the chat now, but oh well. Wow, there's so much chat today. It's because you're on. As soon as you've come on, everyone's like, the chat's lighting up.
Somebody new to talk to.
I keep my social accounts purely for customers. Have lots of regular return customers. Yeah, it's as I was saying before, you know, Instagram, Facebook, the rest of it. It's absolutely brilliant for selling, and especially as I mentioned, Instagram with this new wave of selling on Instagram seems to be absolutely brilliant. It's just so many people are taking advantage of it and making a lot of money. You look and sound like you should be tucked up in bed. No, I'm fine. I'm all right. I'll keep going. I don't back out on Thursday talks.
You're better today than you've been all the time.
No, I'd say I'm middle today.
Oh,
middle. I'm not that brilliant.
Oh dear.
But no, I was really bad a couple of days ago. Like yesterday was bad, but 2 days ago was terrible. Yeah. Question for Mrs. Ad. That doesn't sound wrong. That doesn't sound right. That does. What's Adam's worst habits around the house? Oh God. Go on, you can say them.
I don't know what they are. What are they?
My worst habit? Crockery.
Oh yes, Yes. I'm always collecting cups from his room.
What else?
And you don't put your washing in the washing basket.
I do. Well, every now and then.
Well, it has to make a pile.
Crumbs. I have crumbs are a bit of an issue.
Terrible, yeah.
A bit. Not all the time, but a bit. What else?
You're all right, really.
Not too
You're
bad.
Quite domesticated.
I do the.
You make your own meals, don't you?
Do all my own meals. I put the dishwasher stuff in the dishwasher every now and then. Every now and then I'll do washing up, by hand, but not as much anymore.
Why not anymore?
Well, I used to do it. I don't know how to do the only thing I don't know how to do. I know how to do ironing because we did that the other year, didn't we? But I don't know how to do the washing machine to do the clothes. I don't know how to. I know you're not meant to put colours in and stuff, and you're meant to put all whites in, but I don't know how to actually activate the washing machine. How to actually activate. That's the only thing. I could do everything.
Right, well that's your lesson
I could do everything in the house.
And next week you can talk about that on Thursday Talks.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd love to hear about me trying to tackle a washing machine. So I'm sure that's riveting viewing, isn't it?
Well, it's essential knowledge before you're a big, Bitcoin millionaire.
No, if I'm a Bitcoin millionaire, I just pay a maid to do it.
Oh, I see.
For God's sake.
I thought you were going to be different than other millionaires.
Oh, yeah, I was going to be different than other millionaires. Anyway, Mel says, I don't do Facebook much anymore. Used to do it for a whole year. Used it for a whole year a couple of years ago. Just to see how I felt. Overall, I detested it, so don't use it anymore. Must deactivate. Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like, I've been in the reselling community for, what is it now? 3.5 years. 3.5 years. Yeah. And before, like, some of the new people coming in won't remember these things, but we had, like, the auction versus buy it now thing. We had, I won't go into too much detail because in some aspects, because some were a bit more personal feuds and stuff, but there was a lot of personal feuds on Facebook in the reselling groups. There was so many different, like, attacks on people and stuff, and general negativity on it over the last 3.5 years. Since the Tat Chat came about, which is a group by Zahir and Nick for the Tat Chat show, since that's come about, there's been slight decrease in the whole, these feuds and stuff. But when it was the UK reselling group, when that was more prominent, there was a lot of nasty things happening and stuff, and it was generally when someone new came into the community who was an established seller, let's say, and then they were kind of butting heads. Is that right? Butting heads with the established sellers that were already in the group, because they're like two alpha males, let's say. They're butting heads with each other. Friction then gets caused, and then people take sides, and some people, like sheep and follow onto one person, and other people follow onto the other, and it just gets messy. So I always tried to stay out of it. I used to maybe put in a comment at the end of the post, just rounding off the experience, because I used to like to think I'm this powerful person who can end the feud once and for all. But generally that's all I do. I just leave one comment at the end, like sort of like a grandfatherly comment, just to say, right, that's it, boys, you've had your fun, But but that's all I ever used to do, really. But with Facebook, I've seen quite a lot on Facebook with in the community of negativity, really, but a lot of positivity too. There has been quite a lot of stuff that's been very, very positive in the community with regards to on Facebook. Question for Mum, and she's wrote Mum as in the American way, so that's wrong.
Mom, that's Mom. All right.
a lot of people use that American phrase now in this country. I don't know.
That's all right.
I know, but
she might be American.
No, she Lex is Welsh.
Oh, right. Well, that's all right. She could be.
Yeah, no, but I just don't like it. It's like all this Americanism coming in. I don't like it.
Well, it's up to me. I'm called it, okay, so Mom. I like
it. You don't like it, though. You're just saying that for camera.
I'm not.
What bedtime stories did you read to Ads when he was young? Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, what was the cat one?
The cat one?
The cat one. Pussycat Wizzy Williams.
I remember it slightly, but I was thinking Harry Potter's. That was
I did, yeah, we did. We read all of the Harry Potters, didn't we?
I don't know what else really.
We read them together because you were older by then, anyway.
Yeah, I didn't. I actually made you read them to me because I don't. Right, the thing about me is I hate reading so much because I read like a chapter of a book because I worked at. Funny thing is, I worked in the school library for 4 years, and a lot of you'll know. But I do not like reading one bit, and I had to read this book from cover to cover for some book club I was going on, wasn't it? And oh, you can't cough on the screen.
No,
terrible. That's manners, that isn't it? It's not rubbed off on me. But
but you do put your hand up.
A little bit. I was doing most of the time, but it comes on you so fast. Oh God, I don't know how to do it. But so what was I saying? Yeah, so that book club thing. So I had to read it, and I got like a chapter in, and my brain was physically hurting. It just reading the words off a page, it's so taxing on me. I'm a kind of person who likes to consume knowledge through video form, through imagery, the rest of it. I'm not a person who likes to absorb knowledge through words. It just doesn't work as well for me. Generally, different people absorb knowledge in different ways, in more effective ways. So for me, it's video and imagery and the rest of it. But yeah, so I just didn't like reading at all. So I got you to read.
You did.
The Harry Potter. Even I must have been like 12 or something.
Yeah, because we read The Prisoner of Azkaban. That was our favourite.
I think did we read all of them, or did we stop at like?
No,
Azkaban?
I think that's what I'm wondering. I think we read that one, and then I think we sort of lost a bit of interest after that one.
I thought Mam was Northern in Corrie. They used to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Have you not?
Mam.
Oh, Mam.
No, it's a bit. It's more like Manchester, so a bit for like.
Nana. She used to
yeah,
call
but that's
her Mam.
Manchester's only like 25, 30 miles away. It's not far, is it?
Yeah,
so you'd think it would. You know, I'd still say it, but I don't. Mima. It might be East Coast versus West Coast, lol.
Way.
Right, so let's see what we've got up here. Nick and Z spread the love while Ads is spreading his cold. Yeah. But don't make me laugh because I'm just going to cough so much. I think she read him Alan Sugar's autobiography as a bedtime story when he was young. No. I don't know. I've always naturally been quite entrepreneurial, haven't I?
You have, and being 12.
We've always, I've talked about this in Thursday Talks episode 75 if you want to hear my life story. I've got so much backlog of content and I just reference one. Just like, so Thursday Talks episode 75, go there now, go. Get me more views.
You don't have to tell the story again. You just do.
Yeah, but I've always been like that. I mean, even when I was very young with the drive, you know, putting things on the drive. That was before
you used to
12.
have a little shop.
Yeah,
out
that
the front.
was before 12. Yeah.
And you used to think that you would sell everything out.
Oh, I used to
And I used to worry because I think
but
nobody comes
that
past
came
our
from
house.
Doing fake shop with my grandma. You know, we'd have like a little toy shop running.
Yeah, you did.
I was very. I must have been 6 then.
And then we used to have a fish and chip shop set up downstairs.
Which I can't really remember.
No, you were young. You were 3. I've got pictures of you.
But other than that, I think. Yeah, I've just naturally been like, and then obviously the ponchos came in. One of the ponchos came in. That was brilliant. Is that your idea or mine? It's like kind of joint idea, wasn't it?
Yeah. You wanted to sell the ponchos, and then we said about the festivals and the Olympics and all that, didn't we?
And then
you had to take.
I remember we went to Derbyshire, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we went in the little log cabin. I was 13.
Yeah, maybe.
13, 14.
You took
and
them
I had my
everything.
stock fit in a big container, well, like a small sort of under the bed container. That's what I'm trying to say. And I had a load of ponchos in me. I had stretchy smiley men, which are little stretchy smiley men. I had flying gliders, the cardboard ones, and I'd buy them online. Various different websites. I'd browse the internet for different websites. Not China, no, never.
Was it not?
No, I did like NDA toys. I did to get the ponchos. I went on Promo Poncho. You know, loads of different sites. I was just browsing. I just used to love it. I'd get home from school and I'd be like, I've got to buy more stuff. I've got to do. I want to find this one item that's gonna get me good money. And I built up this little inventory of stuff, didn't I? And I did buy some stuff from China actually. But it was finger lights.
I wasn't.
Do you remember those finger lights?
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. So I had like party finger lights. I was trying to sell them for like 10 for, I don't know, what would it be, like 4 or 5 quid? Not a lot.
No, not much.
Not a lot. Because I was doing all pocket money wholesale stuff, so there was nothing over like a £5 really. So essentially I did that, but we took this box in the back of the car to Derbyshire, and I had my little laptop at the time, and the only place you get Wi-Fi is in the main reception area. You couldn't get Wi-Fi in the lodge, and I was really annoyed with that. And I'd go on every morning at about 9-10 o'clock. I'd wake up, I'd get my laptop out, go to the lodge, go to the reception area, and check my messages and check on my items. And because it was all multi-quantity stuff, this was brilliant. You could have like, you know, we used to buy them. I think the biggest order we did was about 100. Yeah, I'd say about 100 was the biggest lot we did. So buy like ponchos, 100 of them, and then you just stick quantity 100 on, and you know, I think I was selling for £1.60 a pop, something, making about 40 pence profit. Because back then, we're talking 10 years ago nearly now, postage prices were cheaper than they are now, so there was a better margin in them back then. And yeah, but it got to a point, and I've talked about this before, it got to a point where I was selling about 6. I think the most selling day was about 6 to 8, wasn't it? And then most days I was selling between 2, 4, 5, something like that. And yeah, that was a really good time, and I will always remember that as one of my happiest times on eBay, because it was kind of like I was already self-employed doing it, but I didn't know that I was doing it necessarily, and I was just really enjoying it as a hobby. And that's why I was so I was so in love with it in one respect, and that's why I'm still so in love with it. But when you do it as a full-time job, it's a little bit more mundane. When you transition into that, and you're like, you know, I've got to do the parcels, I've got to do this. And I think one side of that is because I'm doing unique items at the moment, I'm not doing wholesale. But to be honest, I do like the unique items, even though they can be harder to pack and stuff. I do like doing the unique items because it gives you variety. The one thing when we were doing wholesale was the lack of variety, and that's why I would always go online to try and find my next product, because I would get bored of selling one of them and want to move on to another one. So yeah, anyway, I've rambled enough about that now. What does Ad's mum think of all the YouTube vids he does, even with the mad ones? Well, you saw me yesterday doing the dressing up as Bads and Jeremiah.
Yeah, I just have to let Adam be Adam.
Yeah.
I don't know how two such boring people as me and my husband,
I don't.
Characterless people
Characterless?
have created such a colourful human being.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they were characterless. Well, I kind of did, didn't I? I was like, yeah, why did that happen? But no, you're not characterless, but you're just not as... I don't want this to sound mean.
Oh.
I just mean, what I'm trying to say is, I'm more eccentric than you. But to me, that's...
I think our normalness...
Yeah, but to me, that's like...
You,
inside me, I feel
eccentric.
superior for being...
Really?
Like, my eccentricities make me feel superior than anyone who isn't eccentric.
Yes.
That's why I'm eccentric, because it's like this superpower in one way.
Oh, is it?
But, so to me, when I say you're less eccentric than me, what, in my mind, I'm saying is, I'm better than you, in one respect. No, but that's how... It translates my eccentricness, my eccentricity.
I think I'm going off your YouTube videos if you're going to be mean to me.
Oh God, I'm digging myself a hole. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Well, maybe.
I'll love you still. Just maybe a little
Ads
bit
must get it from the grandparents. Really?
Oh,
my drive, Grandad Crosby maybe a bit.
I am Grandad Robinson. Both had their own businesses.
Yeah, both had their own businesses.
They're not. Yeah, I mean, I can see everybody in you.
Yeah. I can see a lot of people.
It's a combination.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty fair, because I'd say I've different. I can recognise in myself a lot of different traits from different people in my family, basically. But whenever I think of a certain trait, I always go to one person.
Yeah.
You know, like when I think of my drive, I know Grandad Robinson had their own business and everything, and that probably does come from him as well. But I automatically think of Grandad Crosby and you. They're the two people I think of. Right. Like different traits I associate with different people, essentially. Well, I'm going to go up because there's probably a lot of questions we missed, so I apologise. All the women are referred to as sir in my family, if you have any sense. Does that mean they're not attractive or something?
No, it doesn't mean
I don't know what it means.
It means they're in charge.
Oh, right. Oh, I thought it meant they're not attractive, because it's like, sir, you know. Anyway, yeah.
Or madam.
This is why I've got a comedian's brain, because I automatically think of the funny response.
Yes.
Everyone else thinks of the serious
Well,
response.
that was the funny comment.
No, but it's funnier. Trust me, it's funnier if that meant sir as in, like, they're ugly. That's more funny. It's just because, no, let me explain. Let me explain. There's a great documentary.
Any more questions? That's what I want.
No, I want to explain this. There's a great documentary by Rowan Atkinson called something like How to Be a Physical Comedian or whatever, and he refers to the different types of comedy and how different people relate to different types. And one of the types in there is the crude comedian. And the crude comedian always relates most to... He basically pulls anything sexual or anything like that out of comedy. And I am the crude comedian. That's why I invented Bads, because he's, you know, an omnisexual porn star from the future. How crude is that, you know?
Ooh. Yeah, so. I don't want to get into that conversation.
No, we're not getting into that conversation. Don't worry. I'm not going to have that on air with my mum, for God's sake. Oh no, it doesn't look like we have got any other
That's all right,
questions. Right, but well, there was one down here. Oh my God, people, stop chatting, people. I can't see questions. There was a question from.
I saw a question mark then.
Where?
There.
No, there was another question first off. God damn it, people are chatting so much. Yeah, I can't see. I have I think I have missed a question, so I apologise to whoever that was. I've already done that one. Did you? Where's the? How old were you? How old was you then? I don't know what that's referring to though.
Was it?
I don't know what that's referring to.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't, because that was like way back in the chat. Anyway, we'll read this one out. This is terrible, isn't it? Where was it? Did your mum used to post for you back then?
No, I used to take you to the post office.
What did we do? Actually, yeah, because I
don't
know. No, what did we do to put the label? No, I was handwriting my labels, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I'd handwrite my labels, and then we'd buy stamps, was it? And then put the stamps on, and generally we'd just put them in a post
You
box.
set it up in such a way as the weights would be to stamp.
Yeah, I set it up in a way so the weights would be set, and I always used big jiffies, because when I would get a multi-order for ponchos, like 4 ponchos in one go, if I could get those 4 ponchos in a big jiffy, like laid flat, they'd still go as a large letter and I'd make more profit. So instead of doing, you know, a 285 job, or well, it was probably 260 back then, wasn't it? 250. Instead of doing like a small parcel second class job, I'd do a large letter, but obviously a 500 gram large letter, so you're talking a little bit less cost. So yeah, I mean, I remember postage prices weren't as bad back then at all, but yeah, I mean, they're pretty high now these days. Right. Maybe ads came from outer space. Probably, I don't know. Maybe we all come from outer space. Ooh, conspiracy theory time. I had 2 neutrals removed yesterday, Derek. eBay were helpful for once. I've been alright for feedback recently. Most people have been fairly positive. I've had a couple of issues with people about 2 people before Christmas told me that their items, or maybe after Christmas, I don't know. Must have been after Christmas. Told me their items they didn't receive their items for Christmas, so that was really, it just annoys me when that happens, because you put your faith in Royal Mail or Hermes or whatever, and one of them was actually sent tracked, and it just didn't arrive, even though it was sent tracked. So, you know, you put your trust in these courier companies or Royal Mail, and when we don't deliver them on time for Christmas, you know, for someone's Christmas present, it really does annoy me personally. But to be honest, it wasn't terrible. There's been, you know, I'd say there's been a few instances of that, but it's not been.
Lose your voice.
I'm fine. I've got to do Thursday talks till. Oh, we're nearly there. We've only got 10 minutes left.
Oh wow! You're talking for another 10 minutes.
I've got to do Thursday talks. I've made a commitment to these guys every week on Thursday.
Aww.
Doesn't matter if I'm ill. I did it. You know, when I had that really bad. What was it? Food poisoning. I did it on a Thursday. I was only there for 20 minutes, half an hour, because I really couldn't do more than that. No. But I did it.
Well done.
Because I have to come on and see people and make sure everyone's all right and all the rest of it. Right. If Ad's done a loads of money character, he could be called Wads. I was thinking of doing Wads.
Wads of money.
No, it's Wads, isn't it? It would be
pronounced. Wads, as in wads of money.
No, yeah, but if you want to pronounce it as Wads, it'd have to be an O, wouldn't it? Wads.
Yeah, but
you could distort it like Wads.
What?
Wads. I don't know. I'm trying to distort. I'm trying to pronounce it in the way that it's meant to be pronounced, and when it's not, I don't know.
Leave it.
I was thinking of doing a Wads character who would be the opposite to Bads. So he'd be like this saintly person kind of thing. Kind of like Jeremiah was on the comedy the other day, but just a little bit more kind of saintly, let's say.
Oh.
What are you reading there?
No, just somebody's...
Great chat, Ads. Great to have your mum on. Cheered me up. Is that what you're reading?
Oh, that was nice.
Well, what are you reading?
That one, yeah. Yeah.
Haha, George, I want Thursday Talks to be the Ads and Andrea show. Can't you at work?
Oh, what a shame. Damn.
Can't you at work?
I
Well,
can't-
normally.
I couldn't talk on any subject for an hour.
No, don't say that, George. Tuna jacket potato with bad bacteria. Yeah, it was not good.
We've not had tuna since. Have we,
When
Adam?
you were doing
I
punching,
think I've had tuna once.
I've not had it since. I will
No,
not have it.
can't do it.
Question: where does eccentrics turn into just weird? Asking for a friend. Well, I would have thought eccentric. Does eccentric not? I did Google what eccentric meant ages ago, but does eccentric not just mean weird? Is that it? I always think of it as.
It depends if you look at it.
No, you know
as
what I
a-
always think of it. Eccentric, right? You've got weird. I actually think it's more weird than weird. So you've got insanity right here, like people in, you know, other whatever the politically correct phrase for
mental
them
health
in.
issues.
No, the places we go.
Oh,
I want to say loony bin, but that's not politically correct.
Sanitariums.
Is that what they're called?
But they're not. They shut a lot of them. Didn't
Yeah,
they?
well, let's just say people who are in those, like insane people, let's say, and then weird people, and here's eccentric. Now, eccentric is where, out of choice, you dress, let's say, very weird, flamboyantly, or maybe even just in rags or something, and you're just pushing like a shopping trolley round town, even when you're not even near a supermarket. That's eccentric.
Oh, right. That's eccentric.
That's eccentric.
Is
Have you ever
it?
watched Johnny and the Bomb? Which was a kid's show when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like a film.
Yeah, I know what you
Zoe
mean.
Wanamaker in that was dressed
Yeah, but
as she's like a tramp. Yeah, I know, but I always see her character as more eccentric than necessarily.
No, I'd say she's just a little bit odd.
Yeah, eccentric. Between weird and insane. Eccentric.
No, I think eccentric is just.
Well, I need to remodel what I've been doing, because I've been modelling myself as someone in between weird and insane, thinking that's eccentric. But clearly that isn't.
Eccentric is just taking styles to an extreme, or like because you like to wear a bow tie or.
Yeah, eccentric is more friendly weird.
Yes.
Weird in.
Yes.
Weird.
Eccentric is more acceptable than just being weird. even
No,
though
well,
weird
I'm
is
not
cool.
that. I'm not
Weird
that.
can be cool.
No.
Because people
I'm
want to be different.
I'm like eccentric in like you don't know what you're saying. Like you don't know what he's saying. He's like very, very intelligent, very bright, but like he says weird phrases or words every now and then that make you think, God, this guy's like crazy. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going. You know what I'm going
That's
for.
what you're going
You know
for.
what I'm going for? Like Doctor Who eccentric. You know,
Doctor
like
Who
where
eccentric.
just no. You know what I'm going for? Post regeneration Doctor Who, where like the brain cells are all muddled up and it's all like, oh God, he's a bit weird and all the rest of it. Like,
Excuse me.
that's what I'm going for. That's the eccentric level.
Okay, very good.
Between weird and insane.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look. Question for Andrea. Has Ads paid for your replacement carpet yet after his 50,000 steps marathon? I did it on the
Tile.
what do you call it? Tile. Yeah.
You did it on the tile. Thank God you did it on the tile. I think
Yeah,
you
but-
need knee replacements after that.
I don't. I was fine. I woke up the next morning. I mean, I got into bed feeling like an 8-year-old, but the next day I got up and I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine now. I could do another 50k.
Crazy man.
But yeah, that was a long day. Wasn't
What
it?
challenges do
It was a long day.
other people do? What do they do?
Most people like reselling challenges. They do listings, like 50 listings a day, 100
Yeah.
listings a day challenge.
Yeah.
They don't do challenges like combining reselling with other things. Like I
No.
want to do challenges that are like reselling related, but then combining it with like mental challenge of reselling, like for example doing 100 listings in a day, with the physical challenge of doing whatever the physical thing is you're doing, like
Yeah.
swimming 50 lengths, or probably swimming like 500 lengths.
So you
more
can
like.
swim and do other challenges at the same time, can you?
No, because I'm just saying all in the same 24
Yeah.
hours. So you might wake up at 3 a.m. in the
I
morning,
see.
do your 50 or 100 listings,
Yeah.
then do your 500 lengths during the day. You see
Yeah.
what I mean? And that is not this year's challenge. I'm not doing that. That'd be
No, you're
killer.
not doing that.
That'd be killer. But I'm saying that's what I like to do. So I like to combine physical challenge with a mental challenge in the same 24 hours. Sometimes combine them in the same moment, like I was doing with 50,000 steps and 50 listings. I was doing the listings while doing the steps. But yeah, I just like to do that. It gives you more you're basically really testing yourself, because you're testing yourself physically and mentally, not just one or the other. So it is really a true challenge. Anyway, the comments are dropping off, so just to read a few of these and then we will get going. 50 charity shops, do it again for your birthday. Yeah, but I don't want to do the same challenge again. It's boring doing this. I mean, you could do it in a different area, but you mean ads is just pretending to be these other characters and they aren't really real? Yes. Yes. Did you not know that? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, bloody hell.
Funny.
But they are real, and I want to talk about this because
they are real.
No, they are real, because I wanted to talk about this for a second, because it's sort of thought I had the other night.
Do you mean aspects of your personality?
Yes. Oh, they are real because they are real because bads is the person. If my life went in a certain direction, if one opportunity hit me in a certain way and my life went in another direction, I would become bads. Or one opportunity led me down another direction, I would be another character, you know? So they are real in terms of, well, Jeremiah, but he's not really...
It's not.
I wanted him to not necessarily be me. I mean, he's more of just a character. He's not anything to do with me.
Parts of you.
And then I realised, oh God, I'm going to have to kill him off. And I thought, why did I have to kill him off so soon?
Why did you kill him off?
So what I'm going to do is probably get his brother in. Someone else.
Has he got a twin? A twin brother?
Yeah, he's like, get his brother in. Because I need his character to do another little skit I want to do. So now I can't do that.
Jeremiah, and you've got to come up with a name that's would be a twin name for that.
I haven't a clue.
You need to research.
I haven't a clue. 1,000 charity shops in a week. Seriously, that's how many is that a day? That's like 130, 33 a day, 133 a day. Let's if I'm
five into 1,000.
Yeah, no, 7. I'm thinking 7 days.
7 days. You couldn't keep going.
7 days. I bet I'm right. Oh no, 142.8. I was close. 133. That's quick maths, that, isn't it? But yeah. Right. Anyway, I think we'll get off now. It's 13:50, so we've done pretty much an hour. If you did enjoy it, please do get a like, if I can even speak. And yeah, I will see you in the next one, guys. Thank you very much for joining me.
Tuna, jacket potato.
No. Lunch. I also, what was I going to say then? Oh, I'm sorry if we didn't get everyone's questions. The chat was going by so much and we were just having so much fun, so we can't exactly get to everyone's questions. But I will see you in the next one. See you very soon.
Bye. How embarrassing.
It's not off yet.
Oh.